Oh, and then I had one more thing. I forgot. I got so distracted with how much I loved A Quiet Place. I also played a game called Celeste, which I played on the Switch, but it's on like
Didn't
every
that,
console.
correct me if I'm wrong, did that make it into your top list last, or a couple of episodes ago? Or am I getting confused?
I don't think so.
Alright.
No, I said it would have made it onto my top list
Okay.
if I'd played it before the new year.
Right.
It's so good. It's just a platformer game, sort of like, if anyone's heard of or played something like Super Meat Boy, that they're like, you've got a screen that you're trying to solve by jumping and using your abilities, and they're really tough. And it teaches you at the beginning, but then the levels get hard very quickly. But there's no punishments for dying. You just go back to the start of that screen, so it's very forgiving in that way. There's a death counter, but the whole game, like throughout the game, characters are talking to you and saying, yeah, you could be collecting like these bonus strawberries, which are, if you try and get the strawberry, it's always a harder route and makes the game more difficult. But the game itself is like, there is no reward for getting all the strawberries. It's just a way for you to brag, so don't worry about it. And I was like, oh, that's a really sweet, like, it's not being like, you can get them, who knows? It's just like, no, nothing happens.
You might not know the answer to this, but is there a trophy attached to it?
I'd assume so. I'm playing it on the Switch, which doesn't have trophies.
Oh, okay.
But I am current. I completed the main game. Then once you've done that, you can do a certain amount of stuff to unlock a final level, which I've unlocked and I'm playing at the moment. There's also something called the B-sides, which are an alternate version of each level that is way harder, but has a... So one of the best things about this game is the soundtrack. The songs are amazing for this game, and the B-sides are remixes of those songs played over the top. I've also heard that there are C-sides, which I think are even harder. Like, there's so much to unlock in this game. It's so fun, and the story itself is a really sweet story about anxiety and mental health.
Okay.
Like,
That's cool.
it's sort of, the whole game is meant to be a metaphor for that kind of stuff, and it is, and it has just a really sweet message the whole time. Like, you're playing as... I can't remember what her name is. It's not Celeste. The mountain is Celeste. Oh, you're Madeline, and you're trying to... Her goal is she just wants to climb this mountain.
Yeah.
And, like, she meets people on the way who either believe in her or don't believe in her, and she doesn't really believe in herself. But then the mountain sort of teaches her by making that a very physical issue, the fact that she doesn't believe in herself. And the whole thing is like, learning to not necessarily get rid of that shit, but work with it. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a really sweet story, and I love it, and it's adorable. Worth playing. I would recommend everyone play it if you like video games.
I did look to buy it, but it's like, I think, 25 quid at the moment.
I would say it's worth it. And I think you'd get your money out of it, because there's so much to complete. I love Celeste. Get Celeste. It's a 5 out of 5.
It's, how much would you say it's worth paying for on the PlayStation Store?
You said 25, and I would spend 30 quid on this.
Okay.
How much gameplay is it? Like, how much time are you getting?
If you're going to go and do all the B-sides and C-sides and all the extra content, it's hours and hours. Like, I think the main story is 8 hours, maybe, if you're doing well, I think I've heard. But that's, like, just for the main story, not doing all the other stuff.
Well, I've got plenty of games to be playing, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it and hope it comes into a sale.
Fair. Yeah, that's all my stuff.